Wars are decided in the hearts of men before they are decided on the battlefields. Have you ever pondered the true victor in a war? Is it the side with superior weapons or the one with an unyielding spirit? History has shown us time and again that it's the latter. A force fueled by high morale can overcome even the most formidable adversary. Take, for instance, the Battle of Badr, where the enemy outnumbered the Muslims threefold. Yet the Muslims stood their ground and emerged victorious. Their faith was strong, their spirit indomitable, and their will unbroken. Morale, however, is twofold. There's the morale of the individual and the morale of the enemy. It is crucial to keep your own spirit high, but equally important to undermine the enemy's. Psychological warfare, when executed deftly, can erode the opposition's resolve, tipping the scales in your favor. Remember, in the theater of war, it is not just physical strength that matters, but the strength of the spirit as well. In the end, wars are won in the hearts of men before they are won on the battlefields. In the chessboard of warfare, the mind is the king. Can you checkmate your enemy without moving a pawn? Psychological warfare, my friends, is an art as old as conflict itself. It's the unseen battle that rages in the hearts and minds of soldiers. It's a game of shadows where the enemy is not only the one in front of you, but also the one inside you. Take a page from history. The Mongols, for instance, were masters of psychological warfare. They'd spread tales of their ferocity far and wide, sowing fear and panic even before they arrived. Also, just as the Israeli army does, despite them being more cowardly and weaker than mice. The Operation Flood of Al-Aqsa exposed their true nature, much like the Egyptians did in the October War. That's the power of the mind at work. Mockery, too, is a potent weapon. Laughter in the face of adversity can shatter the enemy's confidence and belief in victory. When you show strength, resilience, even humor, in the darkest of moments, you chip away at your opponent's morale. For this reason, the Zionists gave us a trivial name like Eddie Cohen. He does nothing but nonsense and mockery. He mocks his enemy and glorifies his state and its history, which, in its essence, reached the peak of absurdity, comparable to a sewer cover in the streets of Palestine. It's all psychological warfare exploited by the enemy to weaken their adversary. Thus, the silent war of the minds can often be as decisive as the noisy battles on the ground. Preparation for war is not merely a physical act. Are you ready to fight the battle within before facing the enemy on the battlefield? This isn't just about building muscle or stockpiling resources. It is about the strength of faith, mental and psychological strength, and cultural understanding. You must be physically prepared, yes, but you must also be armed with faith in Allah, knowledge, mental strength, and resilience, making it difficult for manipulation to take hold of you. Your mind needs to be a stronghold, unyielding to enemy tactics. And you should be culturally aware, understanding not just your own heritage, but that of your adversary, and also the way they think. And victory is not contingent on numerical equality or superior weaponry. Allah has commanded us in the Quran to prepare strength to the best of our ability against the enemy, not merely in equal measure. Being prepared is not a state you arrive at, but rather a constant state of readiness. The element of surprise is a formidable weapon, catching the enemy off guard when they least expect it, as happened in the flood of Al-Aqsa and also as occurred in the October War. This readiness will keep you one step ahead, always. So prepare, for the battle is inevitably coming, and indeed it is approaching. And if thy return, so shall we. And remember, the battle is won in the heart before it is won on the battlefield.